Why is government just not building rental housing so that it's going to be easier for people to afford housing? And I guess this question is coming from the fact that when you compare income to cost of housing ratio, that is cost of home ownership ratio, it's going to be more convenient for people to just afford rent when you subsidize the rental housing. One angle to that conversation is it's then going to become convenient and easy to control rent and also control the housing market from the government point of view. And also considering the housing stock data that over 80% of urban dwellers are renters. And even if we go for that, to put that information on the housing spectrum, that ownership only makes up 25% of the permanent housing bracket. So when we put all of this together, it sounds credible, it sounds logical that government should consider providing rental housing to make decent accommodation affordable for everybody. But really, I have no idea why the government has not considered it. I reckon that this kind of suggestion would have propped up. What I would just do is put myself in the position of the housing minister and from there walk backwards on the reason why the ministry would not undertake that kind of large scale rental housing program. I mean, number one, Nigerians we prefer to own our own houses rather than being perpetually locked into paying rent continuously for the rest of our lives. And this is further reinforced by the fact that ownership is by far cheaper in the long run. The second reason, which is flip side of the cultural mindset, is the fact that we have a very poor maintenance culture. We don't value what we don't pay dearly for. And if what happens on the back end of large scale rental housing is a big headache of facility management, that means the government has to consider hiring, staffing, personnel, machinery, salaries, the entire works. And that begs the question that at what price point will rent counter the cost of maintenance, salaries, and even return a little profit the ministry can use to create more housing? So when I put one and two together, that brings me to the third reason. From a business point of view, the stress is just not worth it. And it's better, faster, and more economical to just produce, sell, recoup investment, break even, multiply, and scale the housing program. So I hope I got the perspective from which this question really came, and I hope I've been able to do justice to it. But if otherwise, let's keep the conversation going. I hope this helps.